of that. Yeah. So we have recording in progress, and I'm going to share my screen and attempt to have a PowerPoint here. So hopefully this will cooperate, because I've never shared my screen and done a PowerPoint, but we're all learning new things, right? Okay. Play from the start. Oh, it says I can rehearse with a coach. That's fun. All right. So my name is Aubrey Guerin. I'm the one by myself right there that looks like they don't want to sit by me because I smell. But no, we were trying to indicate that we were in Mexico on a special trip, and we wanted to indicate that there's a seat for you. And I think by the end of this Zoom, I want you to understand that there's a seat for you there. You can be with us, and that this is not something that only special people do, because we're not special, we're normal, and you guys can be there with us. So the opportunity with Plexus, and what I want you to understand is it's about so much more than just selling supplements. Oh, why won't it go to the next screen? Let's try that. There we go. All right, so real quick, I want some interaction this time. What did you want to be when you grew up? Y'all throw some comments in the chat there. I want to know what you wanted to be when you grew up. As you can tell from mine there, I wanted to be a rock star. I quickly figured out that I couldn't dance. And so I was like, no rock star, but I did sing into my hairbrush like that. Some people want to be teachers. Some people want to be nurses and doctors. And I can't see comments. Oh, there we go. Ashley wanted to be a doctor. Oh, Carolyn wanted to be an accountant. That's what I ended up being. I wanted to be something exciting and famous, right? Like a rock star, like Barbie and the Rock Stars. But I realized I couldn't dance, so that was out, like I said. Then I wanted to do something meaningful to help people, like a doctor. But then I realized that blood made me pass out. So that one was out too. Then I wanted to help people, like being a teacher. But teachers don't make money, really very much money. So I settled on accountant, like Carolyn said. And I got a CPA license. All right, here's another question for you. All right. I want to know who wanted to be a network marketer when they grew up. Did anyone want to be a network marketer when they grew up? Don't be shy. Y'all tell me. No, I don't really know anyone that ever said, I want to grow up to be a network marketer. It's just something completely different than most of us have ever thought of, right? In fact, I had the opposite thoughts. Like, I would never be a network marketer. I want a professional job, a real job, not one of those jobs. I'm too smart and too successful for network marketing. But you know what? I was completely wrong about network marketing. There were so many things that I did not know. And that's why we need this call. Some of you have been with Plexus for years, like me, almost 7 now. Some of you are pretty new. Some of you may just be learning about Plexus for the first time and not even be a team member yet. And that's awesome. So the purpose of this call isn't to get you to go sign up tonight or drive to your friend's house and threaten to dump water on them if they don't sign up right now. We're not going to require your signature in blood at the end. The purpose of this call is for you to hear what I've heard and see what I've seen and be more aware of the true life-changing opportunity of network marketing, specifically network marketing with Plexus. All right, so tonight, y'all, we're going to go over the 3 F's: the foundation, the fuel, and the fruition. And we're going to spend a lot of time on the first F, the foundation. If you think about it, the foundation is the most important. So we're going to spend most of our time on the foundation. And I wish that pressing X, the return, would make it go forward, but it doesn't. So y'all can just look at me and watch me look really confused as I press return over and over again. All right. But so for the foundation, we got to talk about 3 things. We got to talk about the belief in Plexus, the belief in network marketing, and the belief in yourself. And we're going to start backwards. We're going to start with your belief in yourself. Oh, no, wait. We're going to start with belief in Plexus. I'm sorry. Most people fall into at least one of these categories. Am I right? Think about it. Most people fall into at least one of these categories. Frustrated or discouraged about how they feel, trying all the things with little or no results, addicted to carbs and sugar and uncontrollable urges to eat more fatty, carb-filled food than you should, or don't feel good about or happy in their own body. Why do we feel like this? Why do other people feel like this? Mainstream media is just starting to figure it out. But Plexus, the forward-thinking company that we are, had it figured out years ago. 3 words that you need to learn. And I have an acronym because I like acronyms. Plexus is a big deal. B stands for blood sugar, I for inflammation, and G for gut health. Balanced bodies feel good. Unbalanced bodies don't. And so many people's bodies are out of balance right now because of these 3 things. And these things: processed foods, stress, sugar, soda, or Coke if you live in the South, antibiotics, stress, steroids, birth control, and did I mention stress? With all these things stacked against us, it is hard to maintain balance on your own. That's where Plexus comes in, and that's why Plexus changes lives. I double dog dare you to find a health issue that doesn't somehow relate to one of these 3 things: blood sugar, inflammation, gut health. It's not possible. I mean, even random little things like toe fungus, blood sugar, inflammation, gut health. Google it. Every health issue in America, when you break it down, is caused by an imbalance in one of these 3 areas. Just test me. Google it. Look for connections. It will blow your mind. Okay? So one thing I want to mention really quick, because I know some of you are thinking this, is, whoops, I went the wrong way. How can I share a product if it didn't work for me or if I haven't tried it myself? I believe you, Aubrey. All these products help with blood sugar, inflammation, gut health, but what if it didn't work for me? What if it didn't help me? What if I don't like this product? Whatever. Think about it for a second. Realtors, I've mentioned this before. Does a realtor have to live in every house before they sell it? Of course not. They would be too busy moving all the time to ever sell a house. They get to know the needs of their client. They look at the available houses and they find the one that best fits their needs. They don't have to live in it to determine it if it's going to be a good fit. And even if they did, just because it's perfect for the realtor doesn't mean it's perfect for the client. I have a husband, 2 kids, and a lot of crazy animals and a crazy husband. My house that's perfect for me is not going to be perfect for my best friend, Vicky, who has 5 children, 2 in-laws, and a cat, maybe, and a dog. I mean, if her family moved into my perfect house, somebody would be sleeping in the barn with the 2 pigs, the pygmy goats, the fainting goat, and the baby doll sheep. Well, the boys might actually like that, but you get my point. What's perfect for me is not perfect for someone else. I can recommend any of our products, whether they are a fit or not for me personally, because I have evidence through testimonies of all of our products helping people. And after 7 years with this company, watching thousands of lives change, I have rock solid belief in our products. Hopefully you do too. But if you don't, that's okay. You can build it. So how do you build belief in our products? Number 1, this is the biggest one, okay? Take your own products consistently, meaning every day. Last Saturday, we met a man who has lost 60 pounds with Plexus. Guess what he said was the key? Consistency. He said he takes his products religiously. He never skips. That is a common theme among every single one of the stories I ever hear about how amazing Plexus is, okay? Number 2, read testimonies about people's results. Y'all, we've got a ton in the whole health community. But if you need a testimony for a health struggle and don't see it there, let us know. We'll look for it. We'll help you find it. There are plenty of people out there who are going to doubt and question. You don't need help finding that. But you do need to purposefully fill your mind with the truth of all the lives Plexus is changing. One thing I just added in WHC is a link to the Because of Plexus YouTube channel. There are like 60 or more 2-minute videos or less, between 2.5, 1.5 minute videos that talk about how Plexus has helped real people that we know. Watch some of those videos. And then number 3, one of the ways to build belief in the products is to actually share with people. When you share with people and you see their results, then that's going to help you to understand and see the power of Plexus. All right, y'all. So belief in the products is number 1. America is unhealthy. Plexus addresses, the root cause of pretty much every health issue out there, and people need our products. We could not be more relevant and more needed. Next area you need belief in is network marketing. And I know some of you are probably already feeling a little uncomfortable, and that's okay. I was too. But I studied network marketing and I've fallen in love with it, and you can too. Here's a fun fact. Some of the most wealthy companies and people in the world either own or endorse network marketing. People like Morgan Stanley. And then there's people like Donald Trump. Maybe he was a good president, maybe he wasn't, but he's good with money. He knows what he's doing financially. And one time he was being interviewed on a talk show years ago, and the host asked, Donald, if you were to lose all of your millions today, what would you do to start rebuilding your wealth? He didn't miss a beat. And he said, I would start a network marketing business and I would work my way to the top. The people in the audience, as people like to do with Trump, they laughed at him. And he looked at him and said, that's why you're sitting out there and I'm sitting up here, because I recognize an opportunity when I see one. There's also something you need to understand about the difference between self-employed and being a business owner. Network marketing lets you be a business owner. Business owners own a system. If you're self-employed, like a hairstylist, you rent a booth in a salon and you get paid as long as you're cutting hair. You don't work for anybody else, but you're not getting paid unless you're cutting hair. If you're a business owner, you have all those little red chairs there that you rent out to people, and you can be sitting at home while the people you employ at the salon are cutting hair. You own a business, you own a system, and you can get paid whether you're working personally or not at that time. I mean, you still have to work to set up a business. And when you're getting started, when you're building a business, you might feel self-employed. You are working a lot when you first get started. But as you build a business, it's going to transform into a system where residual income kicks in. The first time that your friend Sally goes and signs up her friend Sue, all of a sudden you've made money and you weren't even involved in it because now you own a system. Another thing about network marketing. Why do companies choose network marketing? Don't you love that picture? Companies have choices where they invest their money and their advertising dollars. Companies spend tons of money on advertising. They can choose to invest in big box stores or celebrity endorsements, like Lady Gaga there with her whatever dress she's wearing. But network marketing companies just choose to invest in regular people like you and me, regular wives and moms and dads, teachers, accountants, nurses, whoever, regular people at home, because word of mouth has always been the most effective way to share something. Always, always, always. Think about it. When you go to the movies and you love it, you tell somebody. Or if you hate it, you tell somebody. When you go to a restaurant and you love it, you tell someone. You are always telling people what you are excited about. Word of mouth will always be the most effective form of advertising because people trust it. And so network marketing companies just choose to invest in regular people like me right there instead of J-Lo or Lady Gaga or Jennifer Aniston telling you about Plexus. It's your neighbor down the road or your friend on Facebook telling you about Plexus. And I am so grateful for that. Another thing I love about network marketing and Plexus is the low startup cost, low overhead, no inventory. You are getting a business in a box for $39.95. And right now it's actually only $9.95. Less than I can go to Starbucks with a few friends. Definitely $9.95. Mom and I spend more than that on 2 coffees at Starbucks. I can get a shipping department, a customer service department, a website, a product line. I can't see the rest of my thing, a brand name, an HR department, unlimited training, a family, and so much more. A brand name that I don't have to build. I get all of those things for paying for a $39.95 membership. And my membership also gets me wholesale prices on products that I love. I bought the membership so I could get cheaper pricing, and it came with all of that. No brick store that I had to go renovate, no rent that I have to pay every single month, no trips to the post office to mail inventory, no stocking things and filling up my garage, no pricing things, no checking people out at the register. I don't have to touch anything. My people log onto a computer and Plexus sends their stuff to their door. All I have to do is connect with people. It's amazing. And y'all, we can't ignore the return on investment. That's a fancy business term for how much money do you get back on your investment. Right now, a new person that starts can invest $9.95 to start a business. They can connect with 3 friends and say, hey, join this health journey with me. I don't know a lot about the products, but my friend Aubrey does, and she can help me explain them to you. Let's say you do that in 30 days, get 3 friends, and you will make $350. That's a 35% return on your investment. You didn't even spend $100 to make $350. I would call that a really nice return on your investment. Show me another company where you can go and start it and make 35% return on your investment in 30 days, especially right now with all the chaos and uncertainty in our environment. I love that we can put fast money in people's pockets and they can go get what they need for their kids and their families and get healthier in the process. All right. And y'all, I'm going to show you something that's going to blow your mind. I didn't add up all my paychecks over the last 7 years, but just with the basic amount that I made last year on my 1099, here's my return on investment last year. That's a lot of return on investment, just saying. All right. Another thing about network marketing is you can compress a 30-year career into like 3 to 5 years. And I'm a great example of that. It would have taken me years of climbing the corporate ladder, working 50, 60, 70 hours a week for many tax seasons, not seeing my kids, not seeing my family to make the 6 figures that I'm making now. 3 years in, making 6 figures. For teachers, there is no amount of teaching that you could ever do to make that kind of money. You can't love the kids more or teach more hours. It's just not possible. That's because network marketing allows ordinary people to achieve extraordinary things. It allows ordinary people like you and me, I love these pictures of our team, to link arms and build something that we would have never had the opportunity to build without this opportunity. In network marketing, you get paid for exactly the value you add to the company. Want to make more money? Add more value. Again, teachers can't do that. People on salary can't do that. You can be adding all the value and your paycheck stays the same. But with Plexus, you have the opportunity to make as much money as you want by increasing the amount of value you add to the company. A few things that I love particularly about Plexus. I'm kind of driven. I love the recognition that comes with this opportunity. I get recognized for doing my job well. Y'all, I'm doing this Zoom on a MacBook that I earned. Here's my free Apple Watch. I just got a Breville espresso machine, and I'm so excited about that. But I've gotten everything from blankets to hand mixers to special tumblers and sweatshirts and so much more. We've been to Hawaii and Mexico. That's Tulum there. Arizona, Las Vegas, DC, Florida. We've been on all these trips that we've earned, and there's people there and celebrating and galas and cash bonuses and Lexuses, things that most people don't ever get to have in a 9 to 5. And my favorite part right there in the middle is our community. I love our community. I did not have that when I was working my CPA 9 to 5 job. I had people I cared about, but we didn't laugh and cry together like we do in Plexus. And I wasn't with a bunch of people that are growth minded and want to be better and push each other to be better every day. So last thing here about belief in network marketing. Don't miss this. Statistics show industry-wide, 90% of the people who get involved with a network marketing opportunity and show up consistently in the small things for 10 years will reach the top of their company. 91% of the people, most people. Plexus, it's about 4 to 5 years. It was 5.5 for me. It's almost a guarantee. It's not, well, if I'm lucky, or if I have what she has, or if I got in early enough, or whatever excuse you tell yourself. Statistics show that if you pick an opportunity and show up consistently, 91% of the people will be at the top of their company in 10 years. So you got to build your belief in network marketing so you can cast a vision to other people, because you'll make some shopping money by helping other people get on the products. But when you really link arms with everyone else who wants to run with this and make it an opportunity, that's where the residual income starts to kick in. That's where owning a system starts to kick in. And that's number 2, belief in network marketing, specifically in network marketing done the way it could be done and should be done, but rarely is, the way Plexus does it. Now, number 3, we're going to go through this really quickly. It's belief in yourself, belief that you matter, that you're valuable, that you were led here for a purpose, and that your voice and your actions make a difference. You guys, your thoughts will determine your belief. Your belief will determine your action. So whatever you think you can or think you can't, you're right. If you think you can do it, you will believe you can do it, and you will take the action necessary to do it. But if you're over there thinking, I can't do this, your heart will believe you're right. And your actions will indicate that you don't think you can do this. That's the only difference between me and someone who failed. I believed and I took the action necessary to do this. And they took the action necessary to prove themselves right. And they failed because they believed they were going to fail. But don't just take my word for it. The Bible has a lot to say about your thought life. Just start Googling it. Just look up thoughts in the concordance. Lots of stuff about your mind and your thoughts. There's also some good books, Magic of Thinking Big, Switch on Your Brain, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. Lots of books out there that talk about how you can scientifically rewire your thought process. And y'all, it's your responsibility to do so. If you are cultivating and creating a thought process of a victim mindset and disbelief in yourself, those around you will pick that up. More is caught than taught. You have a responsibility to get a hold of your thoughts and believe that everything is figure outable and that you are valuable and that God created you for a purpose. You will never outperform the quality of your thinking, thoughts, beliefs, action. The good news is most people are not naturals. I was an accountant. I had 0 sales skills. You can learn the skills. What I love about this business is the skills don't change. You can learn them. This business is 80% between your ears, only a few skills. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Think about a baby who is learning to walk. They fall down over and over. They scrape their knees. They have a big bump on their head for 2 years like Jackson did. But that baby doesn't say, well, I just don't think walking is for me. I'm just going to give up. No, they keep trying and trying and trying. And that's what I do. And that's what you can do. And that's what this business is. Falling and getting up, failing forward, trying something. Does it work? Does it not? Try again and again and again. I fail a whole lot more than I succeed, and it doesn't bother me. I want my kids and my team to take chances and risks and fail and figure out how to move forward, because everybody has hard things that they go through. Some people just use it as fuel instead of an excuse. And that's the second F, the fuel. Fuel is what makes something go, what causes action. Sounds cheesy, but your why should make you cry. I'm not a crier, but my why does fuel me to action. And y'all, your why does not need to be money. It has to be about what the money can do to change your life. So let's look at it a little differently than sometimes we do. What if I told you that this is what we do at Plexus? At Plexus, we ignite hope, health, and happiness. Ignite means to arouse or inflame an emotion or situation. Hope is a feeling of expectation and a desire for a certain thing to happen. Health is a state of being free from illness or injury, and happiness is a feeling or showing pleasure or contentment. At Plexus, we ignite, we arouse, we bring about health, hope, and happiness. I showed you some categories earlier that most people fall in. Here's some other categories that most people fall in. Most people settle for the health and financial situation they have. They settle for a life of less. They tell themselves that personal happiness, fulfillment, it's a fantasy. They're just destined to be miserable. They shrink their mindset. They don't know better. They don't believe better. They don't try to become better. But y'all, at Plexus, it's not just about selling supplements. Bettering lives is our obsession. It's about igniting hope, health, and happiness in our lives and in the lives of other people. That's so much more than just selling supplements. We are in the business of transforming lives. First, those around us, and then those, first our own, and then those around us. So we've got to tap into our why. What in your life needs to change? What needs to be better for you to live a life of hope, health, and happiness? And then make it your mission to show other people what you've seen and how Plexus has transformed your life and ignited your health, hope, and happiness, so that you can do the same for them. That's your why. My work is my calling. Think about your why this way. What is it that Plexus has done for you that you can do for other people? My mission is to help families grow. My mission is to help moms feel better or feel more like themselves. Athletes perform better. Families get ahead. People take a happiness journey. People take back control of their life, find their health, find meaning in their work. Moms be more patient and present for their children. Families reduce the stress in their home. People dream again. Y'all, we help people dream again. And that starts with you. Your why is your dream of your transformed life. Plexus is the vehicle that will take you there. Take you from the stress, the frustration, the sickness, the fear, the struggle, to the life of health, hope, and happiness. That's the second F. That's the fuel. That's the why. That's the calling. But if you're like me, you're like, well, how do I make this happen? That's the third F. And we're going to spend the least amount of time on the third F, because that's the skills. And like I said, we can teach you the skills. I'm just going to kind of give you a really brief idea of the skills, okay? Real quick. Just so you see how easy it really is. The skills, me plus 3. You plus helping 3 people do this with you. And then you teach all the people how to get their products paid for, because you never want finances to get in the way of people's health, because people's health is so much more important than money. And Plexus has a simple system to help people keep money from causing a problem with their health. And then you teach other people to do them plus 3, and you repeat. How simple is that? And these skills can be broken into 4 pillars. And that's what we focus our skills training on: recruiting, retention, duplication, and leadership. I'm not going to go into those now, but here's what I'm going to tell you. Whoa, no one went to school to learn how to do this. The playing field is level. If I can do this, you can do this. And it's not because it's not about me at all. It's about we can all learn. We can all build our belief in the products. We can all build our belief in the network marketing industry. We can build our belief in ourselves. We can learn the skill sets, and we can dig in to what needs to change in our life, what has changed in our life as a result of Plexus. And that can fuel us to help people see what we've seen so that they can experience the joy, the hope, the health, the happiness that we've experienced. I've heard no more times than y'all have. I've failed more times than y'all have. That is the only reason that I'm a diamond and y'all are not. You're going to fail more times. You're going to hear no more times, but you're not going to give up because you know that Plexus can take you from where you are to where you want to be. And you're not going to go there by yourself. Trips are so much more fun with other people. So that's what we do at Plexus. It's not hard. It's simple. Our lives are changed and we help change other people's lives. And we have a lot of fun and get paid to do it. And that is what is so cool about Plexus. So anyway, I said I would stick to 30 minutes. I'm going to give y'all a couple of minutes to ask a few questions if you have any questions, but I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now. And I got to stop the share and stop the